Well, I can talk to you, but I don't feel comfortable with you filming me, so if you want to shut them off,
I don't want to be filmed. I don't want anyone coming in and filming me.
I was told that they don't want you in here filming.
Well, but this is a public building.
But anybody who works here has the right to tell you that they don't want you in here filming. There's no issue filming. But if somebody asks you to leave and not to film, then
That doesn't create an issue. I can respectfully
but
decline.
they can trespass you. Is what I'm saying.
No, they can't. You can only trespass me if I break the law.
How's it going, guys? Watching the Watchmen here. Coming to you from Mesquite, Nevada. Out with Amagansett Press today. Good view of the mountains here. And today we're at the Mesquite City Hall. And we're gonna go inside, check it out, and see if the folks here in Mesquite, Nevada respect our First Amendment right to take video in a public building. As you can see here in Mesquite, plenty of palm trees and very sunny. It's actually, I think about 10 degrees higher temperature here than it was in our last stop in St. George, Utah. So, very cool, very nice out. It's 62 degrees right now and sunny, as you can tell. And we're here at the very cool City Hall in Mesquite. It's like an adobe building with some big glass windows and palm trees, as you can see. Some interesting architecture.
We're going to pay a little visit on this one.
Oh, this is really cool.
Beautiful statue here. I'll give you a little time and temperature check. Today is Wednesday, February 26th. Local time in Mesquite, Nevada is 2:50 in the afternoon and 62 degrees Utah. Beautiful day. Give you a little look at the neighborhood and walk out the building.
Very nice area, very nice building.
Palm trees. Old Glory, 80 degrees as you should. And a beautiful So let's go inside and then see if the inside and the folks that work here is beautiful as the outside. Ready, Watchman?
Yeah. Let's see how it goes.
Firearms are not allowed in this building. Violators will be prosecuted. All clear. Oh, it's warm.
April 13th, 2000. Ground was broken for the new Mesquite City Hall. Very cool.
They have a board for employment.
Some community events over here on this board. Restrooms that way.
And then this is administration, mayor, city manager, and city attorney.
And public notices on the opposite side here, as well as employment.
Might have to ring the bell.
Yeah, maybe.
So they have their fees right here for court transcripts and copies of records, that kind of thing. How are you? No, no problem at all. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Can I just ask what your name is and what you do here?
What's for?
Well, I'm just traveling with my son, and we're just out meeting folks, and first time we've ever been in Mesquite.
Are you filming me?
We are. Yeah, I'm filming the whole building.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
My name's Jason, by the way. This is my son, Ben.
Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Yeah. So we just like to meet the folks, and we travel around the country, and we just like to touch ground and meet the folks at the local city governments, and maybe ask if there's any place you could direct a couple of lost tourists and anything interesting to see in town. And I just always like to introduce myself and say hello.
Okay, I'm Amy.
Okay. Nice to meet you, Amy.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, the information desk is over there. I don't know, like, what you guys are looking
Well, I just mean, I don't know. Are you from Mesquite?
No, I'm from Logandale.
Oh, okay. I don't even know where that is. So yeah, no, we just if I try to avoid all like the classic tourist spots. I don't even know if you have any, but when we meet local people, we come into municipal buildings. That's why part of what we do is I like to ask what's good in town. Maybe if you could recommend a good place to eat, if there's a museum or anything interesting to see.
Well, I can talk to you, but I don't feel comfortable with you filming me, so if you want to shut them off,
That I can't do because what we do is when I turn it on before I walk in, and I don't turn it off until I leave. Yeah.
Thank you for...
So is there somebody else I could speak to that might not feel uncomfortable?
I can ask.
Okay. Yeah, is the city manager or the mayor available or any?
I'll check.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, that's cool.
What is it? Oh, the eagle?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is cool. I saw that when I walked in. I want to get a picture of it.
I guess none of these cards are hers.
No. Is there a city manager card here? Community resource manager.
Mayor and city manager
attorney.
up here. Top
Oh,
two.
there you go. Okay, so we'll grab one of each of those. Alan Littman and Aaron Baker. Cool. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to have somebody working up at the front desk here, or dealing with people that come in, dealing with the citizens, you should have somebody that's personable and interested in being an ambassador for their city, and,
Yeah.
making their municipality look good. I'm not saying she did anything wrong, but it would be nice if we could get a little more info,
Yeah.
Hello. Hello. How are you? Good. Maybe she quit one, huh? I don't know where she went.
Can I help you?
Hello. Yes, hi. Is the city manager available by any chance?
I can ask them, but what is this regarding?
Well, Amy just went to ask. I don't know if she was unable to reach
And what
anybody.
is this regarding?
Oh, we're just a couple. I've never been in Mesquite before. It's our first trip here. I'm traveling with my son. And we just like to, when we're traveling, go into municipalities and meet the folks that run the local government and see if there's any,
I'd rather not be filmed, though.
well, Amy was going to get somebody that didn't mind being filmed.
Well, none of us want to be.
None of you want to be. So the city manager won't come out because we have cameras? That's fine if that's his choice.
So you're just passing through town?
Yes, never been here before. We live in Colorado.
You're from Colorado?
Yeah, from New York originally, but we live in Colorado now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're just here for the day?
Well, I don't know how long we're going to stay. I'm not sure. Depends. Depends how friendly you guys are.
Hold
I
on.
might have to jump back in the truck and hightail it out of here.
Hold on.
All right. Oh, it's the scary camera.
Does it to everyone.
Yeah, I don't get it. You obviously don't seem to care.
I think I look good, so it's okay.
You do look good. It's a nice suit. Yeah, no, I appreciate you, man. Right on. My name's Jason, by the way.
Jason, I'm Jay.
Pleasure to meet you,
Nice
Jason.
to meet you.
Ben, nice to
Ben?
meet you. Yeah.
Sweet. I'm from Wampa Valley down the road. I don't know if you guys know where that is.
No.
It's 30 minutes from here.
Okay.
On your way to Vegas. So
And you work for the government there, or?
I'm gonna be working here.
Oh, you are?
So,
Cool.
Yeah.
In what capacity?
In the law department.
Oh, okay, cool.
I have an
Cool.
internship here. So.
Oh, an internship. Very
What I
cool.
can do is make an appointment for you to talk to the mayor, but he's not here right now, so can I get your contact information?
And the city manager doesn't want to come out?
He is not available right now.
Okay, I'm just asking. You don't have to bite my head off. Are you guys upset about the camera? Are you really that upset about a camera?
I don't want to be filmed.
Okay, that's your choice. That's just, if that's how the city of Mesquite treats people that come in off the highway, that's up to you.
No, that has nothing to do with it. I don't want anyone coming in and filming me.
That's your choice.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, you're a public employee and we're in a public area, so we could debate that all day long, but I'm not gonna give you a hard time about it. If you don't wanna be filmed, I'll go talk to somebody else that doesn't
What
mind.
I said is I can make an appointment for you to talk to the mayor.
I don't know how long I'm gonna be in town, ma'am. I'm traveling across the country, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna be here or not, and I'm here now. So, if nobody's available, nobody's available. It's okay.
I can, if you want to give me your contact information, I can get a hold of the mayor, and then you can meet with him.
When would he's gonna come in now?
I don't know. I need to ask him.
Okay, well, do you wanna give him a call and see if he's available? Let me know.
What is
I'll
your
go
contact information?
take a look around the rest. Well, I'm not gonna sit here and give you all my details for no reason. Why would I do
Okay.
that?
Okay.
You don't wanna be on film. I don't like giving out my personal information. Right?
Okay.
Okay. So that's all. I mean, listen, you can respond anyway. I'm just asking you a
I
question.
was going to go back, because the mayor's my boss, so I was
Okay.
going to make an appointment for you to meet with the mayor.
Well, like I said, I don't know. I mean, if you can tell me he's going to be available in the next hour or so, I'd be happy to make an appointment with him. But if he's not going to be available until tomorrow, I might not be here. That's all.
Okay.
All right, but no problem. I don't want to give you a hard time. If that's the end of the conversation, that's the end of the conversation. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And we thank you for your assistance and take care. Tell Amy we said thank you very much. I hope you straighten these guys out when you get the job, Jay.
Have a good one.
You know the law, right? Have a good day.
Thank you.
Wow, okay. That's a fine start from Mesquite, Nevada. The city manager's there, doesn't want to come out. That's interesting.
This is very cool here.
Sanitation. Hello, how are you? So is it information or sanitation? Cool. We're just actually, we're traveling. I'm with my son. My name's Jason. This is my son, Ben.
Nice to meet you.
And we've just never been in Mesquite, Nevada before, so we're just checking it out.
Nice. Where are you guys
Well, originally from New York, but we live in Colorado now. Yeah. So.
Nice weather for you guys today.
Oh, this trip has been sunny and like this the whole trip
Nice,
for
good
days.
for you.
For us. Yeah, we've been lucky.
That's lucky, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you very much. And we went into the city manager's office and they kind of were, people get upset when we're filming, but
Oh,
you
sure.
obviously don't care.
Yeah, whatever.
And I'll tell you what, your smile and cordial demeanor is a much nicer welcome to your city than they are. So
Thank you.
maybe we can, what's your name?
Courtney.
Courtney, my name's Jason.
Nice to meet
So
you.
maybe Courtney for mayor.
Oh, I don't know about that.
No, but you know what? It really, for two people that just came off the highway and we're traveling, it's nice to come in and have a warm welcome and just
Yeah,
have
I'm
people
glad.
be pleasant.
Glad I can help that.
And we appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Take care. Good
Have a
luck.
great day.
Have fun.
City clerk. Oh, there's the eagle that walked right by. That's cool. That's very cool. Catching the wind. It's a beautiful building. If I worked here, I'd be in a good mood, I think. Unless I work at the city manager's office.
City clerk.
Hello again.
Hey, how are you? Never met before, so it's twice in 2 minutes. See if the city clerk's available.
Did you want to talk to the city clerk?
Yeah,
I can grab her for you.
he or she?
It's she.
She,
Her
okay.
name's Tracy.
Oh, great,
I'll grab
awesome.
her for you. Well, I'll call her for you.
Thank you.
Hi there. There's some gentlemen out who would like to see you. Okay. She's coming right up.
Thank you, Courtney.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you. Oh, look at this postcard. This is cool.
Oh,
That's
nice.
very cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? You're the city clerk?
Yes.
May I ask your name? Tracy? Is that
Yes.
what she said? My name's Jason Tracy.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, and I'm traveling with my son Ben here.
Ben, nice to meet you.
Hi, son Ben.
And we've never been in Mesquite, Nevada before. First time here.
Wow.
So, I mean, it looks like a beautiful little spot. And you have a very beautiful city hall here.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we're just coming, just so you know, I mean, I'm sure it's kind of strange for you for a couple of people to walk in with cameras and really have no official business that we're looking
Not
to
really,
conduct.
but it's
No?
okay.
Okay. That's good. Well, I'm glad to hear you say that. But what we do is, you know, a lot of people like to take pictures of different things. Some people like to take pictures of trains. Some people like to go to Disney World. We like to, when we travel, go to municipalities, and we like to go into the local governments and meet the folks that are making the wheels turn, and, you know, put our feet on the ground and get some advice of what to do in town, and just speak to folks, and we're kind of, you know, making memories and see what we can do that way. So,
Okay.
if there's anything you can tell us about your wonderful little city here, is it a city or a town?
Oh, it's a city.
City,
We were
okay.
incorporated in 1984.
Okay.
We now are a charter city, so part of the NRS, the Nevada regulatory statutes, don't apply to us because Nevada regulatory statutes, it's like the laws of Nevada.
Okay.
They go from 0, 100 to 900, anything, how, what the rules are, or, like open meeting law and public information request, stuff like that.
Right.
Financing and all that stuff.
And you
So-
guys have your own set of rules apart from that, is what you're saying?
Yeah,
Wow,
it's
very
called a
interesting.
city charter.
Okay.
So that gives us, but we have to take it to the legislation
And get everything
and
approved.
get everything approved.
Of course.
That's always like
Yeah, that takes a minute.
and a
Right?
half.
Yeah, a minute.
But once it's approved, then we have the right to, say, okay, on these particular articles, we're sort of self-governing in that point in time.
Right. And do they seem to be amiable and work with you and give you what you want? Just takes a little time.
And they question it. They question it.
Sure, well, that's their job.
That's their job.
Yeah. And speaking of jobs, how long have you been city manager, if you don't mind? me asking?
I'm not city manager, I'm city clerk.
I'm sorry, city clerk. I'm sorry.
Let me think. October of 2015, I became city clerk. I was the deputy city clerk from 2013 to 2015.
Oh, okay. And were you with the city government before that, or?
And I worked at UCLA.
Oh, you did? Wow, this is a switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not stuck in traffic coming in. going.
No, yeah.
I can leave 5 minutes before I'm due here.
Is it really true in LA that this is like gridlock 24 hours a day?
It's
Really?
pretty much now.
Wow.
It's just so much.
So you moved here for a little more tranquility?
I retired from UCLA and I
Okay,
moved
so she's
here
actually gonna be at the end
and
of
worked a
the-
couple
there you go.
places
Taylor, take
here
it.
and then
You're welcome.
came here, but it's just a slow, it's nice to be able to, people, your
breathe.
neighbors,
Yeah.
and you're a lot more friendlier.
Yeah.
In a large city, and I was born in Los Angeles, so,
Oh, okay.
I know what it's like, but and I have family there, and I go there, and I see more cars in 5 minutes than I do usually in a week and a half here, so.
That's right. Yeah.
Even when the snowbirds are here.
Gotcha.
So it's a great city, and we have, a lot of good things for different age groups.
It's really pretty like that.
Yeah, no, it seems that way. I mean, we just literally pulled into town half an hour ago.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no, it seems that way. It's nice. It seems very nice. We're gonna, ride around, just check things out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it looks beautiful.
Yeah, and we're starting to grow again, so.
Everywhere, all these little places that are little gems are getting discovered.
Well, that and the recession now, the recession hit hard here with little,
Sure.
but now
You're coming back.
Yeah,
bouncing
real
back.
estate right now is booming.
Wow. What do you attribute that to? The boom.
Weather.
No, I mean like the rebound.
Just the rebound is people were more comfortable, real estate was a thing, and people started coming back here and saying, hey, I think I want to live here.
Yeah.
I had a gentleman came in about a month or two ago, and he goes, my wife and I bought a home here because we're snowbirds, so we would spend 3 months here and go home.
Right.
Or 6 months here and 6 months at home. Then it became 9 months here and 3 months at home.
Right.
We're selling our house.
Right.
And now we're going to live here.
Right.
And we'll tolerate the hot weather for It's 3 months.
Right, yeah, wow. I mean, you have air conditioning.
Everything is in.
How hot, I mean, it gets up to 100, 110 probably, right?
110 to 15
Wow.
on some, pending on the year.
Feels like somebody's just got a hairdryer aimed at your head the whole day.
So you go from your air-conditioned home to your air-conditioned car to your air-conditioned store.
I always wonder, like I say to myself, does that save you money? Because if it's 110 degrees outside, right? You set your AC on 85, it must feel cool in the house.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
And I have solar paneling, so.
There you go. Yeah.
That's when it should really, because the days are longer and the sun gets absorbed. And,
Right.
But
But then you have this in February.
I have this in February, and we're a couple degrees cooler than normal. We're going to have more rain, I think, coming Sunday, Monday, so it'll drop down back in the lower 60s.
Rain must be a welcome thing here? Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate that all because as I get older, I'm looking to move further and further away from large cities.
Yeah.
And I want to be out in the rural areas and that kind of thing. Hello.
Hey, can I ask what's going on?
Oh, no, they're just tourists.
Oh, okay, yeah, because we received a call from somebody from City Hall saying they don't want you inside filming.
Oh, I did not
They
hear
didn't want
that.
us inside filming what? Where?
Inside City Hall, and I was told they told you to put the cameras away.
Somebody said that they didn't want us filming inside of City Hall?
That's correct.
Okay, and
So
how
did
do you
anybody
feel about that?
No,
That's
how
irrelevant.
were you approached beforehand?
No, what happened was we went into the city manager's office.
Uh-huh.
There was a young lady named Amy who
Okay.
was at the front.
Uh-huh.
She said she wasn't comfortable being on camera. So I said to her, well, is it possible you can find somebody that is? So she went in the back to find somebody else. Somebody else came out. She said she didn't want to be on camera. I said, well, that's your choice. If you don't want to be on camera, see you later. And we came and spoke to Courtney, and then we came to see you.
So I'm going to go with Officer.
Well, that's a shame because you and I were having a wonderful conversation.
That's okay,
and,
but-
and you can still have
But
great
I did not know.
conversation.
I did not
Like I
know
said,
that
but some-
background that you had already been in.
If you want to have great conversation, that's fantastic, okay, but I was told that they don't want you in here filming.
Well, but this is a public building.
But anybody who works here has the right to tell you that they don't want you in here filming.
I don't think that's the case. You sure about that?
That's what I'm told.
Well, you might want to check
Well,
with her.
let's go outside and talk.
Why don't you go with the gentleman?
Sure, well, I'm sorry we got
When-
interrupted, but I appreciate your cordial welcome to your city. Thank you very much.
And welcome to.
All right, thank you, Tracy. Have a good day. And I'm sorry, can I just get your name badge on?
Officer Ruth, 6189.
6189.
Correct. Let's
Okay.
just go ahead and talk.
Yeah, sure. Let's go out in the lobby.
Go ahead.
So that's interesting. What's the...
Let's just go walk out here. Okay.
Well, I'd rather stay here and just talk. There's nobody around. We're not disturbing anybody.
Okay, well, my camera's on too.
That's good. You should,
So,
camera should be on.
where are you guys from?
Let me ask you, what is the issue with this filming in here? Is there a legal issue?
As far as legal issue, I'm not 100%
So why don't we
sure.
check on that? Why don't we
But
call
when
the sergeant and see if we can just verify
Can
that?
I continue to speak, or you're gonna cut me off? Okay, so what I'm
I don't
saying
know.
is...
Do you want to let me answer that? I'm kidding. Let's just lighten up and let our shoulders
I know,
down.
and that's what I'm saying.
I'll tell you what I'm doing.
I
okay?
understand.
I'm
Okay.
traveling the country with my son.
Okay, which
Okay?
is great.
Yeah, which is great. So what we do is we choose to go into municipalities, meet the people that run the local government,
Okay.
meet the locals, talk to people, maybe get some advice on where to go eat, museums, maybe some interesting
So like
things
almost
to
like a
do.
YouTube type documentary type kind of thing, or just for your own?
That's not what I said.
I'm asking, is it like that, or are you just filming for your own good?
Right, what we do is film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And to the best of my knowledge, there are restricted areas in this building. So
Right.
we don't go into restricted areas, but any publicly accessible area of a public building, whatever I can see, I can film.
Right,
That's
I
the
was
law.
just letting you know that the head of human resources told me that they asked you guys to leave and not to film.
They asked me to leave their office, which we did. Actually, she didn't even ask me to leave the office. She actually just asked me, didn't even ask me not to film. She just said she didn't feel comfortable being recorded.
Okay.
So I said, well, that's your choice. You want to be comfortable, you don't want to be recorded?
Well, I just have to come here with the information I have. Okay, I'm more than happy to go talk to her and see what the issue is.
Well, it's up to you.
Because with you, there's no issue filming. But if somebody asks you to leave and not to film, then
That doesn't create an issue. I can respectfully
But
decline.
they can trespass you. Is what I'm saying.
No, they can't. You can only trespass me if I break the law, or if I create a disturbance. That's yeah.
And if
I'm
they-
very well versed in the law, sir.
How are you guys today?
good.
I'm Aaron.
Aaron, you're the city manager.
Ben, how
I
are
am.
you?
You're the guy I was looking for. How are you?
Great, yourself?
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise, what can I do for you today?
So we come. just explained to the officer here what we're doing.
Wow.
I've explained it to each person that we've spoken to. This is my son. My name's Jason. This is Ben.
Jason, nice to
So
meet you.
we're traveling. Well, actually, what we did was a few months ago, we decided we were going to try to hit all 50 state capitals.
Oh, wow.
So 3 months
Great
ago,
road trip.
yeah. Well, not all at once. We're going to take a trip once a month.
Okay.
So 3 months ago, we went to Cheyenne.
Do you guys want to sit down, by the way?
Absolutely. Sure. Love to sit down. You want to go sit in your office?
I actually don't have time to sit down right now, but I'm just wondering.
Oh, no, but if you want to know what we're doing, I can give you the short version.
Okay, perfect.
So we want to go to all 50 states, and we're traveling around the country, and what we do is, I said to one of the ladies here, some people like to take pictures of trains, some people like to go to Disney World, some people like to take pictures of birds. We like to go to municipal government, meet the folks that are making the wheels turn, and maybe get some advice on where to eat, where to stay, what attractions there are in town, what there is to do. Never been in Mesquite before.
Sure.
But to have somebody call the police on us for coming here to visit your beautiful building, why would you not want to take pictures of this building?
Sure. Well,
You know
I
what I mean?
appreciate
So
that.
I think that's a little bit
Sure.
rude, but she's told me she didn't want to be on camera, and I said, see you later.
Oh, okay.
So,
No, I just didn't know.
I mean, the reality of it is, and as city manager, you should know this, she really doesn't, she's a public servant, working in a public capacity, right?
Sure.
So,
Sure, but I mean, human reaction is
human reaction, well,
I
and
get
human reaction is, my human reaction is to respect the fact that she doesn't want to be videoed, and I left her office.
Sure.
But that, calling the police department is, first of all, a waste of resources, because we're not doing anything, we haven't committed a crime, we have no intention to commit a crime, we're not creating a disturbance or anything.
Right.
And then for you to walk in and say, I can't film here, that's giving
Well,
out bad information.
Well, what I was told is they want to do trespass, okay?
So you can't do that.
I'm not.
This gentleman doesn't let me trespass.
I'm not concerned about that right now. I'm just wondering, what can I help you with? I mean, you want to come here and you want to see our fair city, and I love that.
Right, let me see, I think I had a,
So that part I can help you with. If you want to know a little bit about the community, we can do that as well.
yeah, just
That's
like we
totally
were
fine.
in St. George, just a little
Okay.
while ago. So this is what we do, we go into people's offices and we meet people.
Okay.
That's all, it's municipalities, that's what you find interesting.
No, I get it. You guys have an interesting hobby, by the way.
It
You're the
is
first
fascinating, yeah.
people-
Plus,
you're the first
the
people I've had actually do
main
this.
focus and the main number one thing of the whole thing is, I'm spending time with my son, we're traveling the country, we're making memories.
So how long have you guys been at this?
We started 3 months ago in Cheyenne.
Is that
So
where you're
you-
from?
No, originally I'm from New York, but we live in the Denver area now.
So you just.
You could tell I'm from New York from the accent, I'm sure.
It didn't sound like a Cheyenne accent.
No, I was
No, we took a trip to Cheyenne. We went to that state capitol building. We went to Salt Lake City last month, which is one of the most beautiful buildings I've ever seen. And now we're heading west.
So you said you're not doing it all at once?
No, once a month trips.
Okay, once a month. So for like how long? Like a couple of days, 3 or 4 days?
We've done trips. The first one was like 5 days. This one is 11 days. So it kind of depends.
So you're gonna hit Carson? Have you hit Carson yet?
No.
Oh, man.
We actually, we just pulled into Mesquite half an hour, 45 minutes ago.
Okay. So from here, Vegas, then up to Carson, or are you not going to Carson City this trip?
You know what? What we do is, because there's so many variables, right? So we have an allotted amount of time that we can spend.
Okay.
And then all the, like they say, you can plan a perfect picnic, but you can't predict the weather. So you don't know what the weather's going to be. You don't know what the traffic's going to be. You don't know if somebody's going to get sick. So what we kind of do is we just get on the road and kind of play it by ear. We know when we have to be back, and we get back when we need to be back.
Well, we have pretty good weather here. So.
Yeah.
Oh, it's cool. I'll tell you what, this is t-shirt weather works for me. Man.
So
This is awesome.
if you guys like to golf, we got a number of golf courses.
We saw that, yeah, lots of green grass here.
I'm sure you have phones, so you go
Yeah.
visit mesquite.com is a great website to go. It shows all of our tourist amenities.
And you know what? We do all that. We do our homework and we do our research, but it's not the same as coming in and shaking hands and saying, I met the city manager and getting your card. And then, whatever down the road, we can look back.
It looks like you already have it, so.
I did. I grabbed your card and I grabbed the other. Who else's card did I grab? Was the city manager and the city attorney, maybe?
I don't know.
It was right next to yours, up on the wall there. Alan Littman, the mayor.
Mayor.
Yeah.
He's a part-time mayor, so he's only here.
Well, I'm a part-time video guy, so I understand. That's all right.
I guess I'm a part-time police officer.
So are you going to school right now, or what do you?
Yeah.
College or?
No, I'm in
He's
high school.
16.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you're like a freshman. I was like, cool, nice break, but that's awesome. So
And
you
you
want to
know
be a videographer or what?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Cool. I like that. I did a little video, not any good at it, so that's why I didn't pursue that course in life. But.
Well, here's what I'm going to tell you two now, okay? Now that we've gotten to this point in the conversation, everything I told you was absolutely the truth, okay? In addition to that, what this is a First Amendment audit. Okay? So what we do is when we go to the municipalities, we really do. We want to go meet the people and meet the folks. That's the real Mesquite, you know, you guys here. So we also are testing the fact, we come in video, okay, and document our experience here and our interactions with the folks here, and test whether or not the First Amendment's being honored in your city, and whether our right to take video and photographs in public is being honored and respected by the city employees here.
Sure, okay.
Yeah. So far as Tracy was doing phenomenal. I was having a wonderful conversation with Tracy. I wish I could have spoken to her more, but I think when you walked in, she got a little nervous. She didn't know what we're up
And
to.
that could have been, you know, the information I was given coming here.
Okay.
I'm giving it limited information, and I'm saying.
But see, this is why it's important for you to be careful, because one person who kind of acts out of sorts could start a whole wildfire, and that could turn into, you know, it's very important in police work, as you know, to de-escalate.
Right.
Right? So it's probably part of your policy, I'm sure, and it's a major part of your policy, because once things go up, they tend not to come back down. Right?
Correct.
So that's why I try to remain very cordial, very calm, have a nice demeanor.
Oh, yeah.
I expect to get what I give. You know what I mean? I'm respectful to everyone. I expect to be treated respectfully. And that's what we do. And some people will get very upset about a camera and flip out. And the word these days is triggered that all the kids use, right?
Hey, Bill, how are you?
Good, how are you?
And then other people, I actually, I think we were in, I forget what town we were. We go to so many places, I can't remember where I was. But I actually was about to go into an office, and I had the city recorder run out and say, hey, don't you want to come into my office first? So some people are like that. Some people want to talk to you.
Totally, yep. I can see that.
So I don't know that until I come in and speak to you. We are very aware of what the law is and what the rules are. I am very aware of restricted areas and that sort of thing. We don't cross those lines. We stay in publicly accessible areas and film. And legally, I had no obligation to not film the ladies in your office. You know, there is nothing that prevents me legally from that. But as a nice guy, they asked me, you want to be filmed? So what I said to her was, is there anybody else that doesn't mind? So she went to try to find somebody. Somebody else came back to the window and said, there's nobody in here that doesn't mind. We all mind.
Right.
So I said, okay, that's your choice. If that's how you feel and you don't want to be filmed, I'll leave. So then I came out here. Courtney was she's a great person to have up at the front in your information.
Good. That's good. That's good to hear.
Very, it's very big smile. And and that's how it should be.
Right.
Because you don't want people to get off the highway and stop in your town and get a bad taste there. Now, maybe that person was going to buy a house here down the road. I mean, I don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean? So just because somebody has a camera in their hand is no cause for alarm. And maybe the fact that we're here might inspire you, if you so choose, to maybe bring that up in a meeting down the road and discuss that with folks.
Well, I'll make sure everyone's aware.
Because go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I realize some people don't feel comfortable, and some people do feel comfortable. So it's like, hey, this is what you can do and can't do in those situations. People are happy to come get me. I'm happy to visit with folks. Doesn't bother me. I don't look good on a camera, but I'm happy to talk.
Well, I think you look fine. You know what? You look good standing up, being a good ambassador for your city. You can't look bad doing that.
Oh,
right? No, and you are. You came out with a smile on your face. You're being cordial. You're inquisitive. You want to know what we're doing. I explain myself to you. We're having a nice conversation. That's all it is. But you have to be careful, because I'm 50 years old. I've never sued anybody in my life. Okay, and that's not my intention, and I don't do that. I don't have the time to sue anybody. I'd rather be spending the time traveling the country with my son. But had you taken any further steps towards trespass, anything like that, or booting me out of the building or forcing me to leave, you could open your city up to some liability.
That's not where I was going. I just wanted to separate you from them.
Well, Tracy and I were getting along great.
Right.
Tracy was also a very wonderful conversation and another great ambassador for your town.
She's delightful.
But the ladies in your office got very uptight very quickly, and I don't, everybody's got a right to feel the way they want to feel.
Sure.
But to call the police, because you're not a feelings enforcer, you're a law enforcement officer. So if I haven't broken the law, you and I have nothing to talk about.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
No, to be honest, you're the first person we've had come do this that I'm aware of.
Okay.
And so I'm sure for part of the staff, it was like, I don't know what to do at this moment. This is a weird moment. So it does provide a training opportunity. So I appreciate you bringing that point up.
And that's why we do it.
It's a great opportunity.
That's why we do it. And I always say the favorite thing I like to say is rights are like muscles. Okay, and if you don't exercise them, they go away.
Oh, hey, that's nice.
So what this is an exercise of rights.
And I think it's beneficial for everybody, not just for the city hall, but for us as well, because we always go, somebody says they want somebody trespassed. And so we just acted for the establishment to,
And it's coming from the city government.
And it's coming from the city of which we're employed.
Sure, of course.
So it's good to get out there and learn that the First Amendment's the greatest amendment, essentially. You know, we all have the right to speak our mind.
Right.
And that's why it's the first one.
Right.
And it's beneficial
And
for
it's
everybody
also,
involved.
right, and it's also beneficial for you to come in and observe and ask a lot of questions and find out what's going on, because, you know, like I said before, it could open the city up to something that you don't want to be involved with.
Right.
That's all. And you know, not everybody's, these days it's so crazy. When I was a kid, I'm a little older than you are, but when I was a kid, people would see somebody taking video out on the sidewalk and jump in front of the camera and say, "Hi, Mom," and it was this little thing, and then run away. You know what I mean? That's what, but these days, people get so scared of a camera. I don't get what it is.
You couldn't prove that by YouTube, by the way.
Say it again?
No, I said you couldn't prove that by the number of videos on YouTube.
Oh, well, you know what? This camera...
Or TikTok.
This camera can't make you look good and it can't make you look bad. It just memorializes what you choose to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can't make you look bad. I can't make you look good. You do what you do, and I record it.
Trying to make me look good. I'm not very...
I think you let your shoulders down, you have a big smile on your face, and I think we've gotten to a meeting of the minds here, and I think you do look good. But I think you almost made a mistake.
I wasn't going to trespass you without running across the correct, like you said, contact my lieutenant.
That's why I said to call your sergeant, because I didn't want you to make that mistake.
I wasn't going to force you anywhere.
Okay.
Until, well, I was going to talk with the person who called us as well and see what the real issue is.
Okay.
Because to me, you guys weren't causing an issue in there.
Well, I'll make you guys a deal. If you really want to help me out, and you really want to help yourselves out, and you really want to make this a beneficial situation, would you be willing to take a walk down there and just let them know that it's okay what I'm doing, and then we'll get on the road and leave?
Sure.
Is that okay? Just because what we do is...
I don't know if they want us to.
Well, this is the city manager. You can ask him.
So I will say this, I did have an employee come in and they said, I feel really uncomfortable, so I don't want to put them in that situation again.
Okay.
I will mention to them, I promise you,
Okay.
I'll give them my word, I will mention it to them, say, hey, it's okay, but I don't want to make them uncomfortable again. Because
Well, you know what? Everything, well, sometimes, you know what? Growth is uncomfortable.
Right.
Education is uncomfortable, and every time a lobster has to go into his new home, it's uncomfortable for a while.
Right.
But at the end, it winds up being beneficial to everybody, right? So that's what we're trying to do, and I just want them to understand that, you know, you could, calling law enforcement, you know, I get where you're coming from, and I know you're doing your job and that kind of thing, but like I said, when things escalate, it's hard to bring them back down. And for somebody to call the cops on me, and if one person says one wrong thing or one wrong thing happens, it could go to somewhere we don't need it to be, and it could become a dangerous situation for somebody where it didn't need to be. And I'm just with my son traveling the country, standing up for the Constitution of the United States, trying to defend all of our rights, which men and women go overseas every day and pay a huge price for our Constitution. And it's a very serious issue, and it's very important. Because that Constitution, that piece of paper is what separates us from every other country in the world.
It is. It is. Having lived overseas, I understand the difference.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I've had my rights trampled on. I've had police knock on my door.
Right.
I've been subpoenaed. I've faced things by foreign governments. It's not fun.
And I've worked for newspapers. I was actually a staff photographer for the New York Times for a number of years ago. My stuff's been in magazines.
Domestically or internationally?
Domestically. I actually was a photographer for their real estate section for a while.
Okay.
But I can't tell you. I also did a lot of other things involving photography. I worked for the modeling agency, top fashion photographers as an assistant, as that kind of thing.
Sure.
And I've been in situations where my rights have either been attempted to be trampled on or trampled on. So many times I couldn't even remember over the past 30 years. So it's not just something I picked up yesterday.
Right.
You know, that's why we chose video as our venue to express our rights, because it has something I've been involved in for a very long time. It's something my son's interested in.
Now it's Ben, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And Jason.
Ben and Jason. Yeah.
Okay.
Better memory than I did. I already forgot those.
I just want to make sure. I was like, okay. So Ben, what are you looking at career-wise?
I'm not sure.
You should
Not
come
sure
to
yet.
Mesquite. I mean, look at this out there. This is beautiful. You should. I mean, if you guys want, we got a historic walking tour here. You can film as well. There's some great sites there. We've got an app. Live Mesquite is what's called. They'll take you around and you can go see various tourist sites there.
Okay.
If you've got an Android or an iPhone.
Yeah, no, and we are, you know, I'm always looking around, because I was just saying to Tracy, the older I get, the more I want to move away from big cities.
Oh,
And I'm looking to get more
This
and
is
more
like
rural.
the perfect small community, but still close enough to where you can travel to somewhere if you want to go sightseeing somewhere bigger.
Right.
But we're a community, it's a very tight-knit community. I mean, that's why guys like our city manager come here. That's why I came here.
Right.
You know, it's because it's a community that you don't really feel I've been in a lot of places, and this is just different.
Oh, no, it is. It's awesome. All these little. We were just in St. George, and that was fantastic. We had a wonderful time there.
Yep.
We were in Moab before that. That was great.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and we actually went to Summit. You know Summit, Utah? Yeah, 160 people.
Ooh.
We went to the post office and it was closed. It's only open 2 hours a day. And the woman that lives next door was out in her front yard. She gave us a tour of her fruit cellar and took us all around the park, told us all the history.
Where's
Summit? Utah.
It was great, yeah.
Where's Summit? I'm not familiar with Summit.
Summit is, it's on 70. right?
It's like 20 minutes away from Cedar City.
Okay.
He's like, where's Cedar City?
No. I'm trying to think of where that is because actually my family started out there in central Utah
Okay.
a couple of generations ago, a small town named Joseph.
Yeah, we passed.
I think that's around.
Yeah, we saw the sign.
I know you passed Joseph. You're on the 70s. So I'm trying to think where Summit is in relation to that. They lived there. They were miners and farmers.
Right. Yeah, no, I think it's fascinating.
But they had to follow the work, so they ultimately had to move up to the Salt Lake area.
Cool.
So
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. Kind of ran dry on them there. So that's
No, but this is awesome. I mean, we just got this building is beautiful. You have that statue out there. Is great.
Yeah.
That was the first thing I took.
Have
a
you been to
picture
the
of.
museum?
We just got here less than an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So just kitty corner from here, you can see kind of a rust-looking building. That's the Fine Arts
Okay.
Center right there, and right next to it's the museum.
All right, cool.
It's just here on the. Actually, we're right here. And then the Fine Arts Center is right there, and then there's the museum.
Okay.
So actually, excuse me, right there. Sorry, point the wrong note. That's not.
You know what's the most important? There's the two most important things I always want to know when I go to a municipality is where can I get a good dinner and where can I get a good cup of coffee? Those are the two most important things I'm worried about.
Okay, so how much you looking to spend for dinner?
Not a lot, but not, decent.
Yeah.
Middle of the road.
So, do you like burgers? Because like right across the street, they got a great burger right there.
What's the name of them?
Golden West.
Gold West.
Golden West. Okay. They won't check that out?
Go one of the
But
best
I
burgers.
think you have to be 21 to go inside
Oh, you do?
because it's like all bar and casino.
Oh, I got
Excuse
it.
me.
Maybe
I apologize. Maybe you can wait in the car.
But I know on the door before you walk in it says no P21.
Gotcha.
Oops, bad recommendation.
Yeah.
Also,
And then I would show up. And then I would show up.
Then you would. You know what? That brings up another question. I left this in the car,
We're
right?
in open carry state.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you though. When there's a sign on a door, well, because I have a Colorado license, but which you don't honor here. There's no reciprocity with Nevada, so I can open carry, but I can't
Right.
conceal carry, right? So, like for example, if I go into DMV or here and it says no concealed firearms, does that mean you can still open carry? You just can't conceal, or is it covered?
That's a good question. So
That's why I erred on the side of caution, just leave it in the car.
And that's I don't know, the smart thing to do. Just
Not for me.
Well,
It's a smart thing to do
exactly.
for everybody
Right.
else.
Luckily for me, but that's a very good question, and that's another question I would have to reach out to and ask.
Okay.
Because we are open carry, and but there's businesses that don't want you to carry.
And are those, when you have a sign on a business that says no firearms, is that enforced by law? Because like in Colorado, private business has a sign up that says no firearms, that's not enforced by law, that's
the business's choice.
That's-
and that's the
yeah,
thing.
and it's the person
You
going
wouldn't
to
get
switch.
charged with the firearm. However, that business could trespass you from there.
and then if you refuse to leave, that's
Then
a
you
whole
refuse to
nother- right.
lose. Then you can be arrested for trespassing.
But so if you walk into somewhere with one of those signs and they ask you to leave and you just turn around and leave, then there's no harm, no foul.
Essentially, from my understanding.
Okay. All right, good. See, it's good to bring up these questions
Right.
because even at 50 years old, I'm still learning something old every day, And I say something old because my grandfather used to say you learn something old every day because it's only new to you.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
true.
yeah. So I'm trying to educate myself as well, and I think that also as far as you're concerned, I'm sure you're well aware that in this country these days there's a huge divide growing between law enforcement and the citizenry. So part of what we're doing is trying to close that gap by dialogue and open communication and discussion and trying to understand each other. And if you get a better understanding of me and I get a better understanding of you and we have a meeting of the minds and we all walk away from that in that situation, then that's a good day as far as I'm concerned.
No, I completely agree.
Yeah.
And what you're doing is not only, it just makes for better officers, it makes for better citizens.
Right.
Because then people understand. I'm
I
going
am-
to be a better officer walking away from this, so I appreciate it.
And I'll be more
You know,
informed walking away
so-
from it myself, and I appreciate that as well.
And so, ultimately, that's all we want is human beings is to grow every day and be better at what we do.
And just to be fair, I understand that when you first walked in here, you got a call from the city, you didn't know what we were doing, and that's where you were operating.
Correct.
Yeah, so I understand that, I get that.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, not at all.
So,
Well, thanks, guys. Appreciate your time.
See, things sometimes
Yeah.
don't judge a book by its cover, right?
Oh,
Sometimes
whatever.
Yeah.
We're the bearded guys, so I mean.
Yeah. Hey, we
Pleasure to meet you,
actually,
man.
not only with
Jason.
bearded guys, we can trade beards, same color, man.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. Unfortunately, I probably a little more grand.
You ever need a hair or two, just give me a call.
mine's a little darker still.
Hey,
You'll get there.
or you gonna get there?
There's a few gray.
You'll earn your stripes sooner or later.
My head's already earned it. So as long as it stays away from the beard for a while, I'll be happy.
Well, all right, I'll ask you this then, since we don't want to bother those ladies because they felt uncomfortable. Tracy was completely comfortable with me filming, and she was completely comfortable having a conversation, and I think we spooked her a little bit with you walking in. So can we just let Tracy know that it's okay?
Absolutely.
Sure. And
If she's up for that, I'm okay with it.
Oh, I think the only issue she had was you coming in.
Right, and
We
then
were
she
having-
said that. She
Yeah,
said
we were
that.
having a great conversation at first.
What's going on?
I don't know, you tell me.
They're just talking to city workers and
Well, that's not me. See you guys later.
you're long retired.
All right, Tracy, we got it all straightened out.
Thank you all.
So Tracy, it's just fine for you to visit with these gentlemen if you'd like.
They said you were happy and pleasant, so you're more than welcome to
You're
leave.
normal self.
Okay.
So that's good.
Tracy was wonderful. I think Tracy's an excellent ambassador for your city, and I think she deserves all the praise you can give her. No, really. No, you're very knowledgeable, and you have a wonderful smile. You know what? When somebody comes off the interstate and comes into a municipality like this, you have no idea what a difference it makes when you get a cordial welcome and a smile. It's just
Oh,
nice.
absolutely.
You know, it is.
That's where we try
And
customer
you
service.
did, and so did you. Yeah, so.
We try not to be the typical bureaucrat that people envision in their mind of.
No, well, I don't get that from you at all. And even the officer here, I understand completely where he was coming from. He's doing his job and trying to protect the fine folks in Mesquite here, and I get that. And it's all good. So I just wanted you to know that it's okay what we're doing. I didn't want you to be spooked or upset by what was going on.
No, I think I could take it home.
Okay, and then I also, Aaron,
Yeah, Eric. Good memory.
That's my backup, okay?
no, yeah, good. He's my backup too. And,
That's a bad backup.
Aaron, I filled Aaron in on what we're doing as far as the Constitution, all that kind of stuff. So maybe you can let Tracy know after we leave. Just fill her in and let her
Sure.
know.
Actually, I'll actually bring it up with the whole staff.
Excellent. I appreciate
Because
that.
I think it is something that needs to be brought up so people are aware
Good. Excellent.
of the situation, what they can do.
Okay, so it was a fruitful visit.
Yes,
for all of
very
us.
much so, very
Excellent.
much so.
All right, well, Aaron, I
Thank you.
appreciate you very much. Sir.
Jason,
Yes,
Ben,
that's it. You got it.
thank you guys.
Tracy, you've been wonderful.
Safe
Thank you so
travels to you.
much.
I hope you enjoy traveling across the USA.
Nice to meet
What
you.
an opportunity to be with your dad, by the way. I can't tell you how much I would love.
It's the same opportunity for me, I'll tell you.
I would
wish
love an
I
opportunity like
was-
that.
Well, I lost my father 26 years ago.
Mine was 25
So-
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, so it never goes away. you know? Yeah, so you got to build the. You got to do these things while you can.
Enjoy it while you can.
And I got a
Enjoy
wonderful
it.
kid.
Be safe.
We will.
All right, Godspeed,
Thank you
guys.
so much,
Thank
guys. Right back at you. All right, I'll walk out first because I know you guys like to take up the.
Good to meet you.
Ben?
I'm so. You know what? I'm really seriously. I'm very happy that we're all leaving with smiles and we got to this point of the conversation.
It's very beneficial, like I said, not only for me as law enforcement. You know, I usually show up and the person that calls me, I'm ready to do what it is that, you know, they're requesting, especially when it's a city that I work for.
Of course.
You know, so it's
Sure.
super beneficial to have this conversation.
Of course.
I appreciate
I
it.
agree.
And I think it's something we can take back and let the guys at the department know, like, certain areas you're just allowed to have the First Amendment.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's great.
It is very important
It's
because, like I
great.
said, you don't
I
want
don't know which way you guys are going.
I don't know. We'll wander around for a minute and look.
I'm going to walk out this way, but where did you guys say you were from? You're from New York, but you were
New York originally, now we live in Denver.
Colorado,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yep.
All right. And that's
no,
where you go
that's
to
cool.
school?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll have to get you a oh, I thought that was the Detroit Lions. Oh, I'm going to say you're from New York, you need a Yankee shirt.
Yeah. Oh, he's got him.
Does he?
He's got him. Yeah.
Okay, so you won't be able to forget the last name.
Nope, not at all. No, and we appreciate you, man. And I'm just glad everything worked out the way it did. And,
Nope, me too.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
feel free to do what you guys are going to do.
Alrighty.
Like I said, it's,
So I'm not going to go with you, but you'll go speak to those folks and let them know.
no, I mean, I can. I park back here.
Yeah, I won't go with you to film them, but if you don't mind going and just letting them know.
Okay.
And you know what? I'll tell you what my channel is if you say subscribe to my channel. For me. Give me a little shout out. Give me a little shout out and I'll tell you who I am, then you know.
I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah,
Am I
you
allowed to
can.
shout out? What is your name?
The name of them, I'll tell you, and then if you don't do it, you burn.
Then I'm a liar.
Well, you didn't say you would, so I wouldn't call you a liar. But the name of it's the name of my channel is the village that I'm from in New York. It's an old Montauk Indian name. It's Amagansett Press. Amagansett means place of good and glory.
Okay. Well, then you're gonna have to give me a card so I can.
You want to write it down? I don't have a card. But
I can't spell that.
We can write it down.
I can't even say it.
Amagansett. You'll see when you write it down. You'll get it.
Let me take a guess.
S-E-T-T. And then the second word is press. So it's Amagansett Press. That's my YouTube channel.
So I was close on the spelling.
Yeah, no, you almost got it. So if you just want to say, subscribe to Amagansett Press.
All right, go ahead and subscribe to Amagansett Press.
Thank you, Officer Ruth.
right,
We appreciate
thank
you. You have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Ben.
All righty, take care. Oh, you know what, Officer Ruth? I'm sorry. I'm gonna ask you one more favor. My son's channel is Watching the Watchmen. You mind saying subscribe to Watching the Watchmen for him?
Watching the Watchmen?
Yeah.
That's a little bit easier to say and spell, so go ahead and subscribe to that one, okay?
But you didn't say that.
Watching the Watchmen.
Subscribe to Watching the Watchmen.
Subscribe to Watching the Watchmen.
Thank you, sir. You have a good day.
Nice.
See, everything, all's well that ends well, right? That's it. Yeah. All right, thanks. So we'll just take a quick look around the corner here and then we'll let these guys get back to work.
Like I said, if I knew anything better, I'd do it. I don't know anything better.
Oh, that's good.
I came to that point at my age and it was like, now what am I gonna do at this age?
That's cool.
And my wife was, well, why
Do you
don't you
think
come?
help? Are you guys okay with what you have
And I
there?
go,
No, actually, Mark,
okay, I guess I could do that.
do you have a second? Yeah. I was just gonna ask you, just want to come in and introduce myself. My name's
That's the
Jason.
thing.
Okay, Maria.
This is my son, Ben.
Nice
Nice to meet
And
you.
this is our first time in Mesquite.
Oh, okay, so you guys are just.
Yeah, we just met with your city manager, we're just walking around, talking to the folks that work here. Just wanted to see if we can come in and ask you what your name is and what you do
Oh,
here.
sure. I'm Maria. I'm the permit tech. Jess over here, she's our business license clerk, and Jess our building official.
Very cool.
There's a bunch of other employees, but yeah, we're gonna be the first ones you see.
You're familiar with
Awesome.
KMB.
All right, well, great, we appreciate you, definitely appreciate
Well,
you.
they're on a 6-week
Welcome, it
schedule.
smiles, it means a lot, it does. We've never been here before, and it's a
Go
good
visit us
welcome.
again.
When I was
We will.
running work, they
Yeah.
were
Move
on
here.
6 weeks.
That's what everybody keeps saying, yeah.
Yeah,
Trying to
you
increase
regret
that
it.
tax base, right?
Well, you just won't
Final
regret it.
inspections.
No, that's what everybody says. It seems like a
When
wonderful,
you go
we
in
just
and
got here
sit
an
on
hour
our
ago.
meeting
It
and
seems
they
like a
say,
wonderful.
we
Yeah, I
have
saw you guys pull in. I was walking out in the parking lot, and you guys were pulling in.
Oh,
the
yeah,
parking
cool,
lot. Yeah,
right on.
nice.
Good.
Don't you think you should?
All right, well, thank you very much, we appreciate you, have a good day.
Don't worry about it, they'll be free.
Well, when I worked in Oregon,
Take care, Courtney. Thank you. Well, all right, guys. I would have to say that was fantastic.
Well, all right, everybody, you saw how that went. That was great. Good chance to educate the city employees and police officer here, and let them know that we are allowed to take video in a public building. And I think this was a great opportunity for the city employees and the police officer to improve. So overall, that went very well, and that's about it for this one. So if you like this video on what we do, make sure you subscribe to my channel and Amagansett Press's channel on YouTube.
Subscribe to Watching the Watchmen.
And if you want to see the titles and thumbnails of new videos the day before they come out here on YouTube, you can follow my Twitter and Instagram where I post those. So coming to you from Mesquite, Nevada, Watching the Watchmen, out with Amagansett Press. See you on the next one, guys. Out.
Helps our channel out.